Rob and Liz loved Seattle until it stopped feeling like home. The crime, the politics, the traffic, it all for them reached a breaking point. And in this video, you're gonna hear exactly why they decided to leave Seattle behind for Idaho, ultimately what they found when they got here, and why they say they'll never look back.
The garbage, the homelessness that was scattered along the freeways. And we were seeing a lot of questionable characters in our neighborhood. So it was a matter of safety.
If you've ever thought about leaving a big city for something safer, sunnier, and more grounded, then this story will definitely hit home for you. By the end of the video, you'll know what it really feels like to move from Seattle to Idaho, the good, the bad, and the surprising things they didn't even expect, and maybe even whether Idaho could be the right move for you.
And I think it was after a day or two, we just said, okay, I've made up my mind. We want to move here.
Hey, if you're new to the channel, my name's Craig Flood, and each week I make videos about what it's like to live in the state of Idaho. Additionally, I'm a licensed real estate agent with an amazing team that helps people just like you get relocated to Idaho each week. What was going on in your lives back in Seattle that made you think we need to move?
A political unrest that's happening up in that Seattle area, which translates to a lot of crime, a lot of homelessness that we were seeing, and it was migrating north. We lived north of Seattle in Mount Lake Terrace, and the graffiti was moving up out of Seattle. It was coming up north. The garbage, the homelessness that was scattered along the freeways, and we were seeing a lot of questionable characters in our neighborhood. So it was a matter of safety, we were thinking. The weather too was a big one for us, because in Seattle, the summers are beautiful, but after fall and winter, they're very long, they're very gray and rainy. We were tired of it, so we were looking for a change.
We were looking for sunshine, more sunshine in the year. So that's helpful. I mean, even if it's cold and crisp, it's fine. I can handle it. But sun is important.
Yeah. The sun is very important.
So there was that, and then also traffic. I mean, I know we have a lot of traffic, but it's really localized for certain times here, right? But in Seattle, it was like constant traffic all the time, and we were angry whenever we left the house, right? That was the other thing. It was like we would just always complain.
We were at a point for us, it was kind of this boiling pot, so to speak, and we finally made the decision, I think we need to change. We had a friend of ours, he and his wife moved to Post Falls, Idaho. Okay. So he was telling us, he goes, yeah, we love it over here, it's great. It's like, that's interesting.
Loves where they live.
Yeah.
Tell me more, tell me more.
Exactly.
Right.
So that got us thinking about Idaho.
Did you start researching Post Falls?
And I started researching, well, first
like
it was,
Lane, Post Falls,
what's important to you? Right? And for me, it had to be sun,
Low
it
crime.
had to be drier.
Drier, okay.
It had,
because the winters were just kind of wet and soggy.
Low crime,
but
I still wanted access to water. We really like Hawaii, we love tropical, so it's like, to me,
you ended up in Idaho. Everybody's like, why did they move to Idaho?
I know, exactly.
And southern Idaho, of all places. I love Hawaii and the water. Southern Idaho. We got a couple reservoirs.
But okay. I mean, didn't you think about moving to Maui? I mean, who doesn't think about that, right?
I was just talking to somebody today about it. If you're ever on Maui and you see a purple Eurovan, it's probably mine, because I shipped it over there. Anyways, in Paella by the fish taco. Okay. So you love those things. So you're researching Idaho.
So it's like, okay, and I wanted to be able to have a place where you could go, where you could still have fresh water in case you ever needed to bug out, if you ever needed to be in a place where...
Bug out as the flies swat.
Yeah,
you just swat the fly away from your face.
Good time.
What do you mean by bug out? Are you guys preppers?
Not preppers, just...
Do you have dry goods in your garage? Can you not park a car in the garage because you have 5-gallon buckets and water filtration systems?
We're not that crazy.
I mean,
are there guns under this table?
It's underground.
That's the table over there.
You dug out the basement.
And in Seattle, with the power grid and what they're trying to do with, it's not as conservative as we like. So, that was another thing. It was always on our radar. It was like, well, what happens if, and then if the power goes out and we're stuck here for a week, and we've got crime around.
I could not imagine what the crime would be like in a city
Yeah,
like that.
so it's
That'd be
like
horrible.
So that's another thing is like I want to be able to have a place to go where you can live on the land,
Sure.
off the land even, right? So Arizona is out for me because first I hate bugs. I hate bugs. Okay, like tarantulas and.
Let's talk about that real quick. People often message me and be like, what are the bugs like? What about mosquitoes? And I'm just like, it's not that bad. Maybe you get mosquitoes if you're next to some like standing water in a community.
Right.
But other than that, I'm
But
like,
that's
I don't
everywhere.
think about, I was like, there are no place in America that you're gonna go where oh yeah, no mosquitoes in that area.
Yeah.
You have like fly season. What's your thought? Like we're both from the Seattle area and I'm just like, oh my gosh, the flies.
The flies are annoying at times, but it's not that bad, really.
Set a couple traps up
Here,
and you
where
kill
we
all
are.
the flies in like a mile radius, you feel like. You're like, oh my gosh, how did I get
But
that
I
many
mean,
flies?
when we came to our scouting trip, we went to that
You came in,
pour,
when did you come?
push and pour.
Yes.
September.
Okay, September.
Tons of flies.
Oh, inside
And we're
push
like,
pour?
okay, what's the deal with the flies?
It's like
you
1
know?
month of like,
and
it's like the 7
The
plagues.
doors are open, you know, and I get it, right? You're gonna have flies if you have the doors open. But there were like just more flies. Anyway, that's where we first learned about the fly situation because he's the one who told us there is a fly season.
But it's where we're at. So we're in Meridian.
Yeah.
There's no issue with it, really, not at all.
I just don't really. They don't seem to be a real problem.
No, it's not.
So you're researching Idaho. You're in Seattle. You hear about Post Falls. You're deep diving on Idaho.
Right.
You go towards YouTube.
Right.
You're learning like, okay, Post Falls is up north, and you got southern Idaho. It's
Well,
drier
our
here.
son-
Lots of sun.
Our son Michael mentioned Nampa, and then we found you, and then you were helpful because you were like showing us a bunch of different areas that we could. Because I mean, ultimately, what we wanted was some place that was, you know, probably smaller even than Meridian.
Yeah.
But when it comes to him having to commute to Cuna, you know, we had to figure that out.
It's like, where are you going to work? Where do you want to live? What do you want your commute to look like?
Yeah,
You
like
gotta play the
Star,
game.
too far.
Yeah.
Too far.
That's no fun.
Eagle, it's really nice in certain areas, but it's still, you know, a hike.
Hey, if you're thinking about making a move like this, we help people every week who are relocating to Idaho. You can reach out using the link in the description below, or you can call, text, or email anytime, days, nights, or weekends. We'll help you figure out where to start and what areas might fit your lifestyle best.
And we were watching your channel for a while, so we were familiarizing ourselves with the whole concept of Treasure Valley and how, you know, the cities, right? Yeah, and how Boise and Eagle and Star, how they're all kind of connected together in this region. And then you mentioned the scouting trip, so we thought that would be a great thing for us to do. It's not that far. You know, you hop on a plane, it's less than an hour.
You get a lot of value.
Yeah, and so we thought, let's do it. So
We were down here for 5 days, I think.
yeah, and we wanted to keep an open mind. We wanted to say, okay, we're going to look at this area and we're going to see, is it up to the hype that you're promoting it as, you know?
Did he make it look way better than it actually was?
Come on.
I only show the nice stuff in Seattle. You come and you're like homeless everywhere.
So the comparison, when we were driving down the freeway to SeaTac, from where we lived in Mountlake
Oh my
Terrace.
God.
Pain and suffering.
Oh,
Yeah.
Traffic,
the
homeless.
Especially for
traffic,
somebody
yeah.
who grew up there.
Yeah.
You know.
Graffiti all up and down the freeway. You know, homeless encampments spattered along the roads and garbage spilling out onto the roads. And we're driving down there and we get on the plane, we get off the plane here in Boise. And as we're driving through Boise, the sun's out, it was beautiful, the weather was gorgeous, it's in September. It was warm enough to be able to wear shorts and a tank top, which we weren't able to do in Seattle. And as we're looking at the grounds, we're looking at all the parks are manicured, the grass is green, it's all taken care of, and I'm thinking, these are city parks.
Yeah.
I mean, the city parks in the Seattle area, I would never even, no.
It's that homeless park.
It's
housing for the homeless.
It was everything. It was like, this place is amazing. It's so well put together. No, I didn't see any graffiti at the time. Maybe a little bit here and there, but nothing like what you see in Seattle.
It's night and day different. You're seeing two completely different cities
Completely
and philosophies about how to run a city and a state.
So what spoke to us was safety immediately. We parked our car downtown Boise. walked through downtown, and it was absolutely, I didn't feel threatened at
It's not
all.
like there's streets here like, we're not walking down that
Oh,
street.
yeah.
In fact, we're going to go into that alley.
Yeah.
Look at the artwork
Yeah.
and with all the other people.
And the alley, I was like,
You
I
go
don't
can
like
walk
there's
down
no
alleys.
garbage. Yeah.
I take that for granted now.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can't believe I walk down alleys. I
Yeah.
would never do that in Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know what's behind that dumpster.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, you.
But it was
it's-
clean too. There wasn't garbage everywhere, which, you know, they just let it go.
And yet it offers a lot of flavor. When you go into downtown Boise, there's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to see, which we like. I mean, we love the city. So being able to see the various restaurants and everything, and people out and, you know, walking in the, you know, doing all the walks that they have there is beautiful.
We want to come back. Let's come in the evening and have dinner down here, or, you know. And
Well, and I think it was after a day or two, we just said, okay, I've made up my mind. We want to move here.
yeah.
Okay. So how did that affect you? You're on your trip. You're like, well, let's just go. And you're like, oh, I like this.
It affected us in the sense that it gave us a hope that there's a better place to live.
You kind of had a vision for it.
So we
now.
had a vision for it, and it was solidified. It was like, okay, we now have been here. We know
Yeah.
that this really is a great place, and we want to be part of it. And that's kind of
That's
one
when
of
the planning started.
That's when, we thought, okay, now
Lights
we
a
have to
fire. You're like, let's go. We got
now
a
we have to
goal.
figure out how to do it.
Yes.
And one thing I think is really important is, and this is kind of our motto, is we want to be part of this community. We don't want to change it.
People have this mindset that, like, even though you say that, you're like, especially you are like ingrained in Seattle. It was your DNA. You grew up in it. Now, granted, Seattle was a lot different probably from what you've seen change, and you're probably like, I don't even like that change.
Right.
Talk to me about, go deeper into that now. You're like, I want to be a part of it. I want to help it. I'm not trying to make it something else, because some people do want that. And I'm like, please don't do that.
Right.
Like, go to some other state.
Well, I
Because if you take
appreciate-
Idaho from us, where are we going to go?
Right, exactly.
I don't know where to go, literally.
That's exactly
I'm not going to
right.
Cali. I'm not going to
That's
Washington, not
why we
Oregon, not
moved to
Colorado,
Idaho.
not Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, when I grew up in Seattle, I mean, back in the 70s,
Yeah.
Seattle was wonderful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. People were friendly. There's a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of things to do there. There's the natural beauty that it has.
Well, and a lot of outdoor activity.
There's a lot of outdoor activities.
And water.
Sailing.
Right.
I have friends in sailing clubs who live there.
I grew up on
so
boats.
pretty.
You know, we'd cruise up into the San Juan Islands and go up into the Canadian Gulf every year. And it's
I just
beautiful.
want to live there in the summertime.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's gorgeous.
If I had
it's
a lot
really
of money.
nice, yeah.
It was very expensive. But yeah.
Yes. The comparison is that's what I remember Seattle being,
Yeah.
is what it's like here in Boise. And that's why I don't want to change that. I want it to stay this way.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of that has to do with your mindset. You know, I think
What do
a
you
lot
mean
of the
what do you mean mindset?
well, so we're religious. We have we have a deep faith, and I think that what's happened in Seattle is a result of people turning away from God. People are standing up for things that just don't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people of faith in this area, which I appreciate, and I think that translates to why this area is such a great place to live. And I think that's why it's important for the people that, or the local people, the people that are from here, because I can assume that they're probably thinking all these people are moving from Seattle and California, and they're coming here, and are they going to bring their crazy ideas here? It's like, no, we don't. That's not who we are. We're escaping that.
Yeah.
And that's why I say we don't want to change anything. We want to become part of it.
So talk to me, let's put a bow on the scouting trip. What kind of help were we able to provide you guys on that scouting trip that made it easier on you as you're trying to explore a new area?
When we sat down with Spencer, he and Kara, we met Kara as well, and they gave us this packet, which gave us kind of an outline map of what to explore. That was very helpful because, of course, we came in blind. We didn't know any place around
but
here.
areas were things that you'd already gone over.
Yeah.
So the videos were really helpful
Yeah.
because we could actually see when you're driving through. And so when we then visited those places like Hyde Park.
And it gave us the opportunity to see the areas for ourselves, and then we could determine, like, okay, this isn't an area I think we're drawn to. And for us, we were drawn more towards the Eagle, the North Meridian area. We like the trees and the river walks. We thought this is kind of the area that we like. So it
So
helped
you're
us
able to get
zero
some
in.
confidence and
Yep.
checking things like no to Cuna, no to Nampa, no to, okay,
Yeah.
great, now we're narrowing some things down.
Narrowing it down and getting an idea of what for us, what we like. So yeah, it was very helpful.
If somebody's on the fence about moving to Idaho, they're like, is it worth it? It's a lot.
Yeah.
Job, moving, family.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't work out? Then I spent all that money. You know, that's why you should do a scouting trip.
That's right.
If somebody's on the fence, what would you say to somebody?
Do a scouting trip. I think that's very important, and see it for yourself. You know, because that's the thing that's going to push you. Spend a few days here, you know, and really, you know, follow the schedule, the itinerary that you guys put together. It was very helpful, and it gave you a chance to see the areas that you like. If you're comparing it to a place like Seattle, consider the traffic, consider the weather, consider the crime, consider how safe you feel when you walk outside if you go to a park. When I would get up early in the morning, I'd walk outside to get into my car, I was like looking over my shoulder to see if somebody was sneaking up on me. Yeah. I have never felt that way here. If that has value to you, that's going to be something you're going to consider.
It does have value, you just might not know it, but you'll realize it after 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, well, when you feel like, safe,
Yes.
yeah.
It takes a while to unwind.
If you have kids and you go to a park and you're concerned, are there needles that they're going to step on? Yeah. You know, that's not a concern here.
Right.
You know, are you going to run into some homeless vagrant along the river? I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I've found a few of them. But it's you got to almost go looking for them.
You got to almost go looking for them, right? Yeah.
I think
so
you
the
just need
safety
to know.
is
Yeah,
really
I
good.
think you just have to ask yourself, like, what are the important things for you?
Right.
You know.
When you guys look back at your decision of making the move and going through all that hard work, you're now on the other side of that. Like, you live here, it's all done. Do you feel like you made the right decision?
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely
Absolutely.
moving to Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely the right decision.
Yeah.
No question.
Rob and Liz are one of the many families that we've helped move to Idaho. If you're feeling stuck and want a fresh start and you're serious about moving to Idaho, then let's talk. You can schedule a quick call and we can help plan your next step. But if you're not ready for that and you want to watch more videos, then watch these videos next, and I'll see you guys in the next videos. Cheers.